Hi, and welcome to the Angel Advisory for the week of November 8th to the 14th. The last week was kind of a busy, chaotic week for, I think, a lot of people, myself included. It just seemed like it was just a snowball that just kept getting bigger and bigger, and that which ended up with a lot of us being exhausted by the time the weekend rolled around. So it's a good thing we all had a weekend to kind of recoup and recapture and refresh ourselves and everything, but we are getting ready for another week. And this week is the new moon on the 11th, which is Wednesday. And also on Wednesday, November 11th, is Remembrance Day, or it might be called Veterans Day some places. Anyways, Remembrance Day, where we honor those who have gone before us and who are still out there fighting for our freedom. And so it's a good day to take stock and to remember all of those who are out there serving our country and the countries around the world to try and keep world peace and to try and gain world peace. It might also be a day for us to connect with ourselves, with our angels, with our guides, and just sort of send out a little peace to the world, to Mother Nature, and that just connect and spend a few minutes, and that when you're remembering. I also, for this week, have been getting that it is going to be a week in which we are going to be remembering, but not on just the Remembrance Day level and of the vets and the war people that are out there fighting right now, but also of things that have happened in our lives, and they're going to be coming back for review. And the important thing for each and every one of us to remember is that we are not reliving these events. We are just seeing them in a third party almost situation. That's how I'm being given that we are to view them, as a third party looking in. We cannot change whatever has happened, but we can heal, release, and let go of any guilt, anger, remorse, whatever emotion it is bringing up within you. You can release that. And this is an excellent week to do that, because we are being given this, and it's like a shift is coming again, probably on the 11th, 11/11, another shift will be coming. And this is just sort of building up to that. It's sort of like, oh, something out there energetically is almost like, hey, remember this, hey, remember this. And it's almost wanting us to get into monkey mind and into depression and funk and chaos ourselves, and we just really need to stay balanced and center and remember that that is happened in the past, that is not happening now, and just keep going forward. So perhaps a good sentence for this week is, not my circus, not my monkeys, and let it go, truly let it go. So today I thought I will pull some cards from the Enchanted Map, because we're going to map our week and see what is really coming for us, and energetically and other ways. Oh. Okay, I got 3 cards out here. Oh, I actually have 4 cards. So what I'm going to do is we'll start with this one here, and it is following the leader. Okay. Typically, I do not tell people to follow the leader, because that can get you into trouble. There are rules that we need to follow, but following the leader is not always the way to go. You need to be the leader. You need to follow your own lead. You need to follow your own heart. Follow what is right for you, and that. There might be a situation where, yes, you will need to follow the leader. Somebody has to bring us all together and has to set us on the path and get us going straight in that. So perhaps our best bet this week would be to pick our angels and guides to be our leader. So follow the leader and let it be your angels and guides. They have your highest interest for you always at heart, and they will always steer you correctly. The problem is we need to listen and we need to follow that lead. So right now, let's all make a pact that this week I'm going to trust and follow the lead of my guides and angels and see if we can have a fantabulous week this week. So the first card is following the leader. The second card that came out was commitment. And I'm sorry, I've got lights are happening here, but commitment. So this is about a commitment that you've made, maybe in the past. Maybe you have some unfinished projects that you need to get going on and get finished with, and that maybe you've made a commitment for this week. Maybe you've overextended your commitments this week. It's about prioritizing your commitments and staying true to yourself. Make the commitment to yourself first, and then start looking outside of yourself and making those commitments. So following the leader, we've made a commitment to our angels. We're going to let them guide us this week, but we also need to pay special attention to any commitments that we have made and make sure we honor them, or figure out a different way if we cannot honor them. Okay, and the first commitment, of course, is always to ourselves. We always make that commitment to ourselves first. The third card is home. I have really had a homebody weekend for the most part this weekend. I have a creative chaos happening all around me, and that I'm in a creative mode right now, and I'm getting a lot of things done and a lot of things organized creatively. And home has really felt good for the last little while. And I think that this card indicates to all of us that home is going to be our sanctuary. Home is going to be our, and we're all probably going to want to be spending way more time at home than we are outside in the energy. And part of that probably is because with a new moon coming up this week, with Remembrance Day, there is a lot of energy that could be a little heavy out there this week. And so it might be that we just need home so that we're able to stay grounded in our own energy and be able to keep on our path and be able to just survive the week. And that I'm really not getting that it's going to be a terrible week for us, so I don't think we have to be overly concerned about that. But maybe that's it. Maybe we all are just going to be homebodies this week, and that's where we're going to feel safe and secure, and where we can let our hair down and just be ourselves. And the fourth card that came out was the dry desert. The dry desert. Now this again, what I'm getting is there's a lot of mirages that can happen in the desert. And this brings us to those memories that are coming to us that are really not there, and they're really not happening right now. They're just mirages that we're seeing. And we might think that they are real and that they are happening and that we need to do something about them, but we don't. We just need to take a breath, relax, and just know that we've already done that. Next, we're moving forward. So it's just about releasing that so that it really, truly cannot come back up again. A dry desert is also telling us that, there hasn't been a lot of water. Not the case in my area. We've had rain, lots of it in the last few days. We are not going through a dry desert spell right now. A dry desert also is coming to me that it could be a dry spell for you, where it just feels like really there's not a lot happening for you, or there's not a lot of forward movement, that you're just kind of stuck in this dry desert place and you can't quite get your finger on what you should be doing. You can't find the water to nourish and replenish like your creativities or your activities, and you just are like I said, uphill climb all the time. You take sort of 3 steps forward and the sand's taking you back, and think of a sand dune and trying to climb up a sand dune and how hard that can be. So this week really then begins to tell me that it is really going to be a home week. It is going to be a week of following our own intuition, following the leader of our angels and guides, and being at home in making a commitment, making sure that we can fulfill our commitments, but remember that we are our first commitment this week. If we have overextended ourselves, don't feel bad about having to say to someone, hey, you know what? I've just overextended myself. I need to take a break. And I think we'll pull one more card because it just feels like we should. And of course, 2 came out. So coming to life. So don't worry about the dry desert, because that's sort of this week and everything. And the energy at play with energetically, universally, is what's making it seem like, hey, things are we're just kind of spinning our wheels in one spot. But we will be coming to life towards the end of the week. And also peaks of joy have come out. So we will be feeling a lot of joy. So just do whatever it takes for you to survive the beginning of this week, and everything will be okay. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste to each and every one of you. I wish each and every one of you a blessed week, and may you truly hear and understand the guidance as your angels and guides lead you this week and you are following down. Have a great week, everyone. I'll talk to you next weekend.